two people can sell the same service, but only one gets the client. What's the difference? Positioning. CEOs don't just offer solutions. They show you why their solution is the one to choose. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9-to-5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. So far this week, we have shaped your first offer. You were able to capture the proof, and you were able to build the problem, the promise, and the path. Now comes the next step, positioning. You see, this is the way you communicate the unique value in the market. Positioning is one of those things we talk about a lot in business. In corporate America too. I come from the corporate world and I'm in business development. So I'm always talking about positioning. And positioning is literally as simple as how do I or you position yourself in the market where there's a lot of competition. You see, positioning answers the question, why you specifically? It's what makes your offer stand out even when others are selling the exact same thing. Today, I want to give you 3 positioning pillars that you can use to define your unique edge. The first framework is your skill set. Look at your corporate background. Think about the roles that you have held, the teams that you have led, the outcomes that you were able to create. You have something specific in your skill set that would make you the great go-to for your audience. Your job is not just offering you job skills, but those skills truly are assets that you can repurpose in your business. So ask yourself, what am I consistently recognized for at work? What do colleagues always come to me for? And what results did I deliver to prove that I know my stuff? Those answers are your credibility anchor. And we've already done a lot of these exercises. So really pull on those unique skill set because that is what is going to differentiate you from the masses. If you are offering career coaching for mid-career women in corporate America, women can lean on you being another woman in corporate America who has climbed the ladder. Let's say you did it in 5 years when other women do it in 25 years. That is something unique that you have that other women do not have in the same space. So for example, you were in HR and you spent a lot of time actually leading communication. You will be the best person to build a communication program for women in corporate America who want to master executive presence. So that is your first positioning pillar, your skill set. The second one is your story. Your personal story answers those deeper why. It's not about perfection. It's about relatability. Maybe you once faced the same struggle as your audience. Maybe you built the same systems you wish you had years ago. Or maybe you saw the gap inside of corporate and knew someone had to fix it. Share that story. That is what is going to make people want to trust you over someone else. Let's go back again to the clarity of offer we talked about yesterday. When you are very clear on who you are talking to, what problem you are solving, and what the solution is, you can draft and curate a story that truly positions you in a way that your audience is going to relate to. So really ask yourself, why does this problem matter to me personally? For example, the mastermind that I am building, I built it specifically for myself because I am a woman in corporate America. I am a woman who's ambitious and has a lot of things I want to achieve. And I'm also a woman who has been successful achieving things on my own. But I saw the gaps and the deficiencies of doing it solo. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I had other women around me to support me who had the same fire, the same passion, the same ambition, honestly, the sky is the limit. With that, I curated a mastermind that I knew would appeal to a woman like myself. And also, I joined a mastermind that, although has a great group of women in their own way, ambitious, doing a lot of things, there were a few things that lacked. The biggest one was when the meetings are being conducted, because it doesn't cater to women in the corporate world. The meetings or at 11 a.m. during the day. If you're a working woman, most of us work 9 to 5. Even when we work at home, 9 to 5 is when most businesses are conducted. So it was a sign to me that this wasn't built for me. So I started asking myself, can I build something for women like myself? So that is my story. That is my why for my business. And you really have to think about your why and tie it to your story, because your story is your lived experience. And that lived experience is the credibility that other women, your audience, I shouldn't say women, right? Whatever your audience is going to be attracted to. I say audience just because for me, my audience primarily happen to be women because that's who I really target. The third thing we're going to talk about will be the social proof, the testimonials or the signals. There are people out there who are saying or have said great things about you, who you are as a person, and the services that you have offered in the past. Even as you are starting out, these testimonials are important. I had a friend who I was able to show the Power Move Collective mastermind and website to, and that's the first thing she brought up to me. Interestingly enough, I never gravitate towards other people's testimonials in order for me to be drawn to like a coach or whoever is offering me services. I tend to be very intuitive in that I want to kind of hear from them, I want to feel their passion, right? Because for me, because I'm such a feeler, if I can feel the passion and the connection, that's good enough. But it was good to connect with somebody who's not a feeler and is a little bit more analytical in the way they approach things. And she was able to tell me, yeah, no, I would not sign up for something if I don't have testimonials. And I was like, but I don't have testimonials. I haven't started the program. She was then able to give me a suggestion. By creating these micro offers, Nandy, you are getting testimonials. So ask these people who you shared your macro offers with if they can give you testimonials. It was like, boom, right? This is the power of truly validating and testing the small version of your idea. Because if I had launched it and then waited until the whole business mastermind was launched, I would not have gotten this very great insight. So it doesn't have to be some fancy, big time recommendation. It could be something as simple as a LinkedIn recommendation where somebody spoke to the skill set that you are offering your audience. It could be the testimonial from a test client, right? Which is the idea that my friend gave me, to use the testimonials for my test client, because that still speaks to the work that I've put in, the value that I'm offering, and it's speaking to how they responded to it. You can also maybe write about the fact that 15 people signed up for the pilot, or even your role in a corporate organization that is also relevant. So I really want you to think about proof as in all of these different things that can validate that you actually have done the thing and that they can trust you. For myself, honestly, you can go into my LinkedIn and you can see all of the different companies that I worked for, how I went from a low-level scientist to a director level, right? So you can see that. You can also hear from, soon I'm going to be posting all of my testimonials from my test project, so you can then hear how all of these different people are responding. So think creatively. These are the proof points that show that you're not just talking theory, but you have traction. So when you weave together your skills, your story, and your signals, my darling, you don't just look credible. You become compelling. This is what makes people say, I want to work with so-and-so. I want to work with her. That's the power of positioning yourself like a CEO. Here is your action plan for today. You're probably tired of me saying this, right? I want you to write down one sentence for each of these 3 positioning pillars. So for skills, write one sentence that proves that you are credible. Think about writing something like, with 12 years in HR, I've trained hundreds of managers on leadership skills. Honey, this is when it's okay for you to toot your own horn. It's okay for you to be overconfident and cocky, because this is when you are shining, so that the women or the men or who your audience that will be coming to you knows that you are legit. Your story. Write one sentence that shares your personal why. For example, I know what it feels like to be overlooked at work, and I created the tools that I wish I had. This very precisely tells your story, it tells your why, and it ties it to the solution that you are providing for them, that promise. Now, your testimonials or your signals, write one sentence that shows traction. So think to yourself, my first pilot program failed within 2 weeks. Now, combine them into a short positioning statement you can use on LinkedIn, in conversations, or even on your landing page. Let's put it all together. With 12 years leading HR leadership programs, I helped women find their executive voice. As somebody who was once overlooked for promotions, I know the frustration firsthand. And after filling my first workshop in under 2 weeks, I know the demand for this work is real. That's magnetic positioning, you guys, that is clear, personal, and credible. When your skills, your story, and your testimonials or signals align, you become the obvious choice. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are 2 great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website, and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.